Welcome back, friends. Another big hour of Friday Live here on this last day of July, July 31st. We're happy you're with us. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you're staying with us, welcome back. I am Jim.
And this is Cheryl.
And we're happy to be here on this last Friday in July. And actually our last live Friday Live program until September 11th. We take a little hiatus.
From the Friday show.
From the Friday show.
Jim will be with you.
I'll be here doing my job. But we take a little hiatus from this. We'll be playing previous interview highlights and things along the way at this time in the upcoming weeks. Of course, Labor Day is in there. Labor Day is late this year, the 7th of September. So,
and the busyness of back to school, if you have involvement in that.
Yeah. But anyway, we're happy to be here now, and thank you for being a part of our day today. We're going to be having our gospel reading for the 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time in just a moment. Our reflection today by Dr. Scott Hahn. And then later on this hour, we're going to be joined by Mary Owens. And Mary is a member of the St. Mary's Pro-Life Ministry here locally in our listening area. And she's going to tell us about a wonderful program that has been developed to bring the pro-life message into schools, our Catholic schools, here in our area as well. So Mary will be joining us later on. But first, we're going to have our gospel for this coming Sunday, which is the 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time, and that will be followed by a reflection by Dr. Scott Hahn.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus heard of the death of John the Baptist, he withdrew in a boat to a deserted place by himself. Crowds heard of this and followed him on foot from their towns. When he disembarked and saw the vast crowd, his heart was moved with pity for them, and he cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples approached him and said, "This is a deserted place, and it is already late. Dismiss the crowd so that they can go to the villages and buy food for themselves." Jesus said to them, "There is no need for them to go away. Give them some food yourselves." But they said to him, 5 loaves and 2 fish are all we have here." Then he said, "Bring them here to me." And he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and looking up to heaven, he said the blessing, broke the loaves, and gave them to the disciples, who in turn gave them to the crowds. They all ate and were satisfied. And they picked up the fragments left over, 12 wicker baskets full. Those who ate were about 5,000 men, not counting women and children. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Throughout the Old Testament, God prepared a table for us so that we could someday feast in His kingdom. That day arrived, and that kingdom arrived with Jesus Christ. In this week's readings, we see the story of the Eucharist as it plays out in the Bible. Find out more next on Breaking the Bread. Isaiah's promises in this Sunday's first reading are fulfilled in Jesus and the church. All who are thirsty come to the living waters of baptism. The hungry delight in rich fare, given heavenly bread to eat and wine to drink at the Eucharistic table. This is the point, too, of our gospel. The story of Jesus' feeding of the 5,000 brims with allusions to the Old Testament. Jesus is portrayed as a David-like shepherd who leads his flock to lie down on green grass as he spreads the table of the Messiah's banquet before them. Jesus is shown as a new Moses who likewise feeds vast crowds in a deserted place. Finally, Jesus is shown doing what the prophet Elisha did, satisfying the hunger of the crowd with a few loaves and having some left over. Matthew also wants us to see that the feeding of the 5,000 is a sign of the Eucharist. Notice that Jesus performs the same actions in the same sequence at the Last Supper. He takes bread, he says a blessing, he breaks it, and then he gives it. Jesus instructed his apostles to celebrate the Eucharist in memory of him. And the ministry of the 12 is subtly stressed in the gospel account. Before Jesus performs the miracle, he instructs the 12 to give the crowd some food yourselves. Indeed, the apostles themselves distribute the bread blessed by Jesus, and the leftovers are enough to fill precisely 12 baskets, corresponding to the 12 apostles, the pillars of the church, and the 12 tribes of Israel. In the church, as we sing in this Sunday's psalm, God gives us food in due season, opens his hands and satisfies the desires of every living thing. Now, as St. Paul reminds us in the epistle, nothing can separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus. This is Scott Hahn for Breaking the Bread.
Breaking the Bread is a production of the St. Paul Center for Biblical Theology. If you'd like to receive written copies of Dr. Hahn's reflections on the Sunday Mass readings, you can contact us by email at staff@salvationhistory.com or call us at 740-264-9535. That's 740-264-9535.
The one that we have seen with our own eyes, the one that we have touched and felt with our own hands, the one that we have heard with our own ears, the one that in the depths of our hearts we have met. He is the one who we proclaim to you. His splendor is on all, for he shines upon the world.
So many in our world drifting to sleep, while others only know a darkness without end. Let brothers rise to call them from the deep. Let sisters take their hands to heal and be their friends. Together let us stand against the storm, and in the heart of night be the watchers of the morn. The light of the world, the salt of the earth, we scatter the darkness when love becomes our way. The light of the world, Christ is our light. We shine with his brightness, the reflection of his light from day to day. So many feel that they have yet to find the meaning of their lives, the value and their worth, if we just walked along with hearts made kind, and listened to their tales and sought to ease their hurt. Perhaps they'd hearken to the news we bear, and in the broken bread come to know true love and care. The light of the world, the salt of the earth, we scatter the darkness when love becomes our way. The light of the world, Christ is our light. We shine with his brightness, the reflection of his light from day to No earth has salt if it should lose its taste. No usefulness has light if it's hidden away.
So may our souls, our hearts, our minds be graced, and for the Spirit's gifts and power let us pray. May truth abide in everything we do. May love and justice reign, and may God our world renew. Light of the world, the salt of the earth, we scatter the darkness when love becomes our way. Light of the world, Christ is our light. We shine with His brightness, the reflection of His light from day to day. The reflection of His light from day to day.
The light of the world, the light of the world.
God has chosen you, God has chosen you. You are light of the world.
When love becomes our way, from day to day.
Praise Him, people, praise Him, people. Give Him glory, give Him glory.
All right, they're fading out.
Light of the World. You know, that was one of those theme songs, if you will, from the World Youth Days.
Oh, it was?
Many, many years ago.
Hmm.
And I've lost track of all the World Youth Days. I mean, there have been numbers and numbers.
And I forget when the next one is supposed to be and where.
I forget when, but I feel like it's Korea. Could I be right about that?
Maybe. Could be anywhere in the world.
We're absolutely right.
I was thinking Canada. Well, it already was in Canada.
That
wasn't
and
it?
that was the Canadian theme song.
Oh, it was? Oh. I noticed they had a little Canadian accent there.
Yeah, I know what I'm going to do one day. We'll have a little quiz, and we'll play all these theme songs. What?
What World Youth Day were they from?
That's right. Like,
That's a tough one.
like you and I would have any clue.
No,
and
we're,
only
we're way
because-
past World Youth.
Yes.
Way past World. You know what I like about that gospel is Jesus got into the boat by himself and went away.
You got
I'm
plans?
out of here.
You got plans?
I'm getting on this boat and I'm going
Yeah.
to go to a deserted place.
I've heard of
And then it
people-
used. I'm sure I've heard it before. But when you read it, he disembarked. That's like a nautical term. He didn't like. They didn't say he got off the boat. He disembarked.
And who wrote? Matthew wrote that.
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting. It was like
Well-
an official nautical term.
Mm-hmm. And you think, when did those terms really develop?
Well, bark, is a Latin for the church. They use that as a term, the boat of the church.
Barca.
And Italian, barche, la barche
Mm-hmm.
is the boat.
So,
So you disembark.
and that was a big thing. I mean, fishing villages, right? That's what they
I
did.
know, but he obviously knew what he was doing when he got on that boat. They weren't little boats. They were like 20. I looked it up one time. They were those fishing boats were about 28 feet long. They're big boats. I mean, per se.
And so,
And he had to
obviously,
hoist the sail, I would imagine, by himself.
I'm going to say no engine, right?
No. Well, it was Jesus, so you never know what he did when he got out to the middle of the sea there. Make it a little easier.
He's got the power. All right. I got to get across this Sea of Galilee. We're going to take the quick
You
route.
saw? Were you at the Sea of Galilee?
I was. Oh, my.
Is it a big sea? Could you see the other side?
You can see the other side.
It's not like a Great Lake, like Lake Michigan.
No,
or
no,
something.
no. It's more like, I think of those huge lakes in North Jersey, maybe.
Lake
Poconos.
Winnepaw, what are they called?
Wallenpaupack.
Wallenpaupack.
And specifically, I'm going to tell you when I was
Lake Sebago. No, that's in Pennsylvania, Lake Sebago.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I think we used to go there when I was a kid.
I'll tell you when I was reminded of that Sea of Galilee, and I just have to get back there. A Round Valley Reservoir, like Stanton, New Jersey, not far from Pittstown and that area, north of Flemington.
Yeah, it's a reservoir? No.
Well, I guess it is Round Valley. But from any side, you can see the other side. But it is big. But there's a trail that you can walk through the woods, and I do that because it's a little hilly. It's a hillside. But then at the end, you go down to the water, and you can walk back to the trailhead along the water.
Hmm.
And it is crystal clear, and in some places that turquoise blue.
Mm-hmm.
And you're really not supposed to go out swimming, but you could take your shoes off and go out to your knees or something. You can see your feet and big rocks. And just when I was there a year or two ago, we had not had a lot of rain, in contrast to this summer. But so the lake was low, so there was sand edging, sand
Oh, okay.
and whatever little shells, but rocks. And I thought, if this doesn't look just like the Sea of Galilee, because it wasn't a beach like, Belmar or
Right,
something.
right,
It's a little bit of sand, rocks, some ferns and grass, and then the woods were up on the hill. And it just reminded me. And when we went to the Sea of Galilee, they did cook fish, so we had a fish lunch.
Oh, yeah, like on the beach, like
Yeah.
Jesus?
Yeah, it was like part of the tour,
When was this?
Sea of Galilee?
Oh, when you were at the Sea of Galilee.
Yes.
And you were there.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
not Round Valley.
I was thinking
No one
Round
was-
Valley. Who's cooking fish at a reservoir?
And I hope it's not the fish that you catch
No.
in Round Valley.
Yeah.
But there's a little beach there. Kids can swim. There's a little protected beach. And then there's a boat launch, and there's a campground. You have to hike, I think, 6 or 8 miles into the woods to get to the
So that's like a little shtick. They do a fish fry at the Sea of Galilee when
in
you go
Sea
visit?
of Galilee, right. Yeah, so you take the tour,
Wow.
and you go on a boat ride, and then you come to Lakeside, and they cook a fish lunch. I mean, they try to replicate.
On charcoal?
Take you back. I don't remember.
They didn't dress like Jesus, though.
No,
Okay.
no. And Jonathan Rumi wasn't there, so I was
Oh.
greatly
He probably is
disappointed.
now.
Oh, yeah. He's capitalizing on that.
He's bilocating his
I tell you, all the places, not that I'm a world traveler, but I've been to a few little places. That's one place I would definitely go back to, was the Holy Land.
Are they? I wonder if they're still doing tours there now because of the Middle East situation, or people just are a little
Wary of-
reticent to go.
I would expect.
But
I
it's not
know-
an easy trek, though. You say not an easy trek.
No, you talk about cobblestone streets. It's very, very.
And then also, I would imagine the other sites too. You have to. Like you went to the birthplace in Bethlehem.
Right.
Did you go
Bethlehem,
under? You have to
Nazareth,
go down into the.
underneath. Yeah, the stairs.
Yeah.
A lot of walking, and not just flat cement walking.
No.
It's
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Mm.
But I would go back in an instant. I know recently when they
This is before
advertised-
she met me.
Yeah, that's right. When they advertise these tours, they say, the schedule is entirely flexible, and they've got the tour guides on that side of the lake, and they will make adjustments as needed. There's a hot spot or things are happening. You have to be just flexible in knowing you might not get to a certain place, or today we have to go there instead of here. But I would be nervous, even just.
I would
taking-
think now. I mean, it just seems like it's so
Especially-
uncertain.
Yeah, anything.
All of a sudden, although they
We're
do
talking
have
about
that.
Israel.
Yeah, right. They do have defense, but still, you just never know. Be careful. There are a lot of pilgrimage sites to see right here in our own country.
Well, you know who replicates those places like Bethlehem and Nazareth? And I am determined to get down there. There's a Franciscan monastery in Washington, D.C.,
Oh yeah.
a mile and a few steps from the Basilica and the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception. Because when we went there for, I guess it was the diocesan trip, the different
Right in
dioceses
the fall.
get several buses from their entire diocese. They meet in Washington. The bishop will have the mass, and you spend time there at the cathedral. So we did that, but I had been to the cathedral so many times.
Right.
I got all my pilgrims set up. This is where you're having lunch.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you can do. They had their schedule, and I donned my sneakers and walked up to the Franciscan monastery. Like I said, just a little over a mile.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous church, and each corner of the church has a shrine, if you will, and it might be a cave, it might be the steps that go downstairs, and they replicate what you would see if you went to the Holy Land. Amazing. And just a hidden
How
treasure.
much space do they have?
It's huge.
Hmm.
It's huge. And then there's a garden. I didn't get to go in the garden. You do need to register for the tour, and I just didn't have time to do that. But we have to go.
Hmm.
We must go.
Like all the sites, are they miniature? I mean,
No. Like you say, you had a tour of 20 people. They would take you down into this, and in the ground there, in Israel, there's like a candle, and this is where we believe Jesus was born. It looks just like it.
Oh, really?
And it's spacious.
Oh.
You go through these catacombs.
Then who has to go to Israel?
I'm telling you. And I never knew that it existed. I never knew. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Well,
that
then
would
you
be.
you should arrange a pilgrimage.
And just stay overnight, because people would, you're there anyway. You want to see the shrine. And now, actually, John Paul II, they have that
The
museum.
John Paul
in
II Center, yeah.
They're opening. That's my homework tonight. They just opened a retreat center. So
Oh, yeah?
maybe you could
You can stay there.
and then take these little excursions.
Wow.
You would just need one overnight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's all you would
What, take about 4 hours to get down to Washington from here?
need. Yeah, 3 or 4 hours, right?
Oh, there's an opportunity. I want to go back to the network, actually. I was thinking about that today.
EWTN?
Yeah, I've been watching Mother Angelica every morning, her program, her older programs, and just, I think she's talking to me. I think she's trying to communicate with me, and I'd like to go down to her tomb and pray again.
Yes.
She helps us. She helps us in all of our efforts here.
Well, you have to have hope and you have to believe.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise, what do you have?
That's true. That's true. But coming up, friends, in just a little bit, we're going to be joined by Mary Owens. And Mary is from the Mary's Pro-Life Ministry. And they talk about a program they've developed to share information about the growing child in the womb. And it's a features the progression of the child, and also all other kinds of speakers they bring in. And so Mary will be here joining us.
Well,
And
you're
they've
not
been
gonna
very
learn
good. Mary's Pro-Life Ministry has been very, very kind to us here at the Apostle. I have to say that they've been very supportive financially. They help us out
Oh, God bless
on a
them.
regular basis as well. So they've been very good to us as well. And, we need that.
Yes.
We need that.
Yes.
Talk
But
more
how
about that.
beautiful this message. You're not going to hear this in the public school, and you're certainly not going to see it on the news.
No.
Um,
I saw, and I don't know if it was in the Midwest. I think it may have been in Indiana or Ohio, where one of the public school systems is introducing into pre-kindergarten classes and through kindergarten and then the elementary level these paper dolls where you can add and remove parts of the body
oh, come on.
for
No.
transition people, for kids who want to transition. Yes.
Babies.
Yes, I know. That's scary stuff, and I wish I had remembered. It's not locally here, but it's
Midwest?
in the Midwest somewhere.
Which is shocking. You'd think they'd be a little bit more.
well, it's
concerned.
not the entire state. It's a particular community or part of one of the school systems where they're introducing this now. Whether it's official or not, I wasn't that carefully reading the article because I was distracted. But that's pretty scary. When you introduce to a 4 or 5 year old, you can remove this part if you're not happy with who you are. You can take this off and become this, or
So
add
what
this
do-
to yourself and become that.
What do they know?
What does a 15-year-old know about that?
Right.
Let alone a 5-year-old. Even it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so it's good to introduce. With Catholic schools, you have the freedom to not have to bow and kowtow to the woke mentality. You can keep true and honest with your education, and of course, people who do homeschool. That's
Well, you could see why people choose to homeschool.
well,
You could see it.
you know.
But the Catholic schools are certainly safe. We know someone who taught in a elementary, preschool, I'm sure, environment in New York City, and sent a couple of pictures of the children
Oh, yeah.
doing something. And in the background, you saw their library. And at the
Preschool.
library,
This is preschool.
This is preschool.
Yeah.
And on top of the library shelf, they always have books open and it's propped up, like
Mhm.
not just on the shelf. And the titles on those books and what they were promoting, I just practically dropped
Yeah.
my phone.
No, I know.
And they're babies.
Yeah. What they're putting into their minds that who God created you to be may not be what you want to be. Basically, is what it comes down to, and that's certainly not from God. That's from
Mm.
the pits of hell.
Yeah.
Which,
To put it
well,
lightly.
yeah, I mean it is. It's a fact, and I don't know. I don't know what it's like here in Jersey, what their what their systems are like, but we certainly know that got to be careful. Okay, so we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, Mary Owens will be joining us to talk about her spiritual adoption program, not just hers, but the organization there, Mary's Pro-Life Ministry. And she'll be telling us all about that. She's local, and we'll look forward to hearing about that. It was the 8th grade class of St. Rose of Lima and Freehold that they did this spiritual adoption journey
This past year.
So
Sounds like great work.
Mary will tell us all about it. So, friends, you stay where you are. There is lots more to come here on Friday Live. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Mary Owens. Stay there.
I will be strength for the journey. I will be strength for the journey. There is a road meant for you to travel. Narrow and steep is the shepherd's way. And as you say yes, letting me guide you, I will be strength for the journey. I will be strength for the journey. I will be strength for the journey. There is a cross meant for you to carry. There is a cross meant for you alone. And as you bow down in humble surrender, I will be strength for the journey. I will be strength for the journey. I will be strength for the journey. How many times have you doubted my word? How many times must I call your name? And as you say yes, letting me love you, I will be strength for the journey. 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 I will be strength for the journey.
Welcome back, friends. Happy to have you here on this last day in July. Mary Owens is a member of the Mary's Pro-Life Ministry and a nurse by profession. She's created a program of spiritual adoption, which features the progression of a growing child in the womb, along with a slate of visiting speakers who share information on the importance of the sanctity of life. And we want to welcome to the program Mary Owens. Hi, Mary. Welcome.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's good to have you. Thank you for contacting us. And we were actually reading the article in the Monitor that was, there a while back, and doing great work. First of all, Mary, we want to thank you and Mary's Pro-Life Ministry, as we mentioned a little earlier on the program, that your organization has been so supportive of us here in our work that we do, and we greatly appreciate that and all the help that you've given us over the years. So thank you for that. Tell us, first of all, a little bit about Mary's Pro-Life Ministry.
Okay. Well, this is a program that starts in September. We target 8th grade students and also CCD classes. So the program starts in September, and each student is given like a spiritual adoption folder. Every student adopts a spiritual or a hypothetical unborn child and his or her mother to pray for. We discuss at-risk mothers who may be homeless, living in poverty, or who may just be single young women who are afraid and are contemplating abortion. Each student picks out of a container, and we give them a piece of paper that says either they have a boy or a girl, and they're also given a random letter of the alphabet. So you could pick girl and maybe the letter L, and you might name your baby Laura, or boy G, Gary, George, Greg. So, and then month by month, the class prays for their babies and the mothers, and they learn about the human development of the child. So in the folder, every month we add a piece of paper. Now, the piece of paper has a description and also a picture of what the baby looks like. And then the baby's growth becomes personalized to the child's to the student's hope and wishes for their child. So, for example, like in the second month, while the brain is becoming more developed, the students write what their baby will do with their brain. So we had some babies that became authors. We had a couple lawyers. And we even had a baby that was going to grow up and cure cancer. And then in the fourth month, the baby can hear. So the students are asked to write what type of music they believe their baby would listen to, or if their child would sing or play an instrument. And then, let's see, the sixth month, the baby's muscles are getting strong, and the baby is moving a lot. So the students are asked to write what their baby will do with his or her muscles in the future. So would they dance? Would they play a sport? And then, so we had a pro basketball player, and we had a professional dancer come out of our last group of babies. But yeah, it's very fun because the children personalize, and every baby is different, and they become to love. Love their babies. Each month they will say what their baby is doing, their spiritually adopted baby. Also, every month we have a different speaker. So we have 2 doctors, we have a lawyer, we have a NICU nurse. So that's a neonatal intensive care nurse that would take care of 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound babies that are in the NICU. We also have, this is very interesting, we have a young Chinese high school girl. She's from St. Rose in Belmar, and she was abandoned on a sidewalk in China because of the mandated one-child policy that China enforced from 1979 until 2015. So this not only is pro-life, but it also gives the children, the students, a history of what's going on in other countries with life. So in China, many girls were aborted during this time, and the lucky ones were abandoned at a place where they might be saved and adopted out of China to America or many other countries. This young girl now graduated, and she's going to Catholic University this year, my alma mater.
Mhm.
Oh,
So we're following her, and she's coming back in December to speak for us again.
oh,
We
Mary.
also, yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
I was going to say, it's just fascinating. It's a fascinating program. Do you actually yourself and these speakers, so you would get some class time? Maybe you go into the classroom once a month?
Yes, so I go in every month, and I start out with what the baby is developing, what's going on month by month as a nurse, the developmental milestones of the baby. And then we just introduce the speaker. So we just go from there. We also have a young man speak, and he was born in an abortion clinic in Calcutta, India, at 2 pounds 3 ounces. He did meet as a young baby. He met the Sisters of Charity,
Oh.
who held him, and we have a picture.
Mm.
Wow.
He also survived, and he was adopted, and he has a job, and he is married.
Mm.
And then the last speakers we have are from Rachel's Vineyard. They, as very young single women, became pregnant, and they were pressured into having abortions.
Mhm.
So this was a while ago.
Yeah.
They regretted their decisions. They prayed for forgiveness, and they now speak out against abortion and also help other people who have suffered the same emotional turmoils of an abortion.
Mhm.
And the students, we were interested of how the eighth graders would react
Right.
to women. And, the students were phenomenal.
Mhm.
They could empathize with the women. They understood God's love and God's mercy and God's forgiveness. And I think it was the first time that these women had ever spoken to eighth graders.
Mhm.
That we had the kids write testimonials to them and everything. And every one of the students said that they were not too young to hear this, and they all know it already.
Yeah.
They know the pro-choice, and they know this.
Well, yeah,
So we thought that was
I was
wonderful.
going to ask that question as far as their reaction goes. Did a lot of the students have preconceived ideas, or maybe say to you, "I didn't know that. Gee, I didn't know that. Or I didn't know that happened." Or that's were they expressing their interest as what they were learning, things new about the unborn child?
Exactly. A lot of them didn't know that from conception, you're a male or a female. They thought maybe in the fourth or fifth month you became a boy or a girl. So
Wow.
even things like that.
Mm.
Some of you have blue eyes, you're going to have brown eyes, you're going to, all of these things that are right from the beginning. A lot of them had no idea. A lot of them the first day were not really sure if they were pro-life, pro-choice. They didn't really know because they hadn't thought about it enough. And I think by going through this program, I'll read you just two short
Sure.
little things.
Yes.
So one girl wrote at the end, she said, overall, it strengthened my belief that every life deserves compassion, respect, and protection, and allowed me to grow both intellectually and personally. And then a young man wrote, I love seeing the process of how a human is formed, and I love the way that they help you build a connection with your spiritual child. And I think that connection was so important for them to say, stand up in the fourth month and just say, yes, my little spiritual adopted child, Laura, she's going to sing in the opera when she grows up. She's going to, and it was just
Yes.
each one of them went around and would say what was going on at that month. So that was, that was great. And at the end of the 9 months, each student is given a birth certificate. And then what I write on the birth certificate is the baby's name, the date of birth, the baby's weight, the place of birth. Now, the place of birth is always a surprise. We have some of them in Alaska and Kansas and California, wherever, and I always pick towns. And then at the end, it's in great appreciation for all the prayers and love from the student. So they each one of them gets that and also a gift bag, and the gift bag has some pro-life things and candy, and it has just
Hmm.
some little gifts at the end. So
So you,
so it's a lot of fun, and I loved the eighth graders. They were just so involved and excited, and I just think it's a great age to start with.
yes. Now you've done this at St. Rose of Lima in Freehold. Have you done it at other schools as well?
Well, I've actually done it for about 25 years, but I used to live in Sussex County, and
Oh,
I did
okay.
it in quite a few schools in Sussex and also Morris County.
Okay.
It's been hard here. So I do want to give a very big shout out to Mr. John Calaguire. He's from St. Rose of Lima in Freehold.
Hmm.
He was the one that welcomed us in. We it was very hard to get into schools, but
Even Catholic
he
schools?
welcomed us.
Even
Excuse me?
Even Catholic
Yeah,
schools?
very hard to get into Catholic schools.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shocked.
well, let me,
So,
Mary, was there any type of, and you hate to think it, but was there any type of negative reaction from parents?
we did, that was what he was wonderful because he said he went to his principal, who was wonderful. She's very pro-life, and he said, "I will write a letter to the parents and invite them in,
Hmm.
and they can sit." And so the first day we did have a couple parents and the principal, and they sat, and then that was it.
Hmm.
I know when we had the lawyer speak, I know one of the fathers of one of the students. He was very excited because he's a lawyer,
Hmm.
and so he told his son he wanted him to listen up to hear about all the laws that have happened, Roe v. Wade, but not
Mhm.
just Roe v. Wade, slavery, and all different laws through the United States. Some laws good, some laws bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he was excited that the lawyer had come in, and so I also want to definitely a shout out to Dr. Jack Schmidt, who is our leader at Mary's Child, and he's helped me along the way. He's one of our speakers also.
Mhm.
He's a wonderful doctor, and so it's great to have all these people that have volunteered to give their time to these eighth grade kids.
So you approach the schools with the opportunity, with the suggestions to come in, and if schools want to approach you, how can they find out more about it? And the school year is going to start in about a month. How can they get more information about your program and get you into their
They
schools?
could always email me. I can give you my
Yeah.
my email, and then I could always write back.
Sure.
So my email is Mary T as in Teresa Owens at gmail.com.
Mhm.
That's easy. Mary T. Owens at gmail.com. If we have any, and I think too, any parents who have students in Catholic schools, are you limited to the eighth grade, right?
Yeah, I think eighth grade is really, before they go into high school.
Yeah.
I think eighth grade, if school did want to just do seventh, but it's a one-time, that's the thing. It's
Right.
one time. So I think eighth grade is a perfect year.
So maybe we have some school administrators or teachers listening, tuned in. Maybe we have some parents who have children going to our local Catholic schools in eighth grade, are going to be going into eighth grade in the fall, who are interested and think this would be I'm sure it is, a very beneficial program to the students. You are certainly invited to email Mary T. Owens at gmail.com. And she'll be happy to answer you and work hopefully with you and your faculty administration to get this program into our local eighth grade schools here in both, of course, we're in the Diocese of Trenton, but we also reach the Diocese of Camden. We reach part of Philadelphia Archdiocese. We reach part of the Metuchen Diocese. So there's a lot of Catholic schools in our listening area that I do believe should be taking advantage of this opportunity, Mary, the good work that you're doing. It shouldn't. I hate to think that someone said, no, you can't come in
I
here
know, especially a
and do
Catholic
this.
school. I mean, in the same sentence, we should see "I am Catholic" and "I am pro-life."
Yeah.
I think there's no other way,
Yeah.
no other phrase.
Mm.
Mary, this is just. I'm just sitting here in awe of you and all the people that are helping you. Like you said, the lawyer, the doctor, these survivors, the high school girl. It's just wonderful. I bet in that classroom, it seems to me you'd be able to hear a pin drop. Um, I
Well, thank you. Yes, we have absolutely wonderful, passionate people working for life. So we're just very blessed with this program.
And also want to again thank John is it Caligueri? I forget how you pronounce John's last name, from St. Rose of Lima Parish,
Yes.
who brought this program into St. Rose of Lima, and also I'm sure the pastor there and the principal, everybody who's
great.
involved.
Mhm.
Good work, and highly encourage other Catholic schools to take advantage of this program. I know we also have a lot of homeschoolers listening, and they
Mhm.
do you ever have you ever been invited to present to this to a homeschooling group on a regular basis? And maybe would that work for you?
Yeah, that would work. No,
Sure.
I don't know any. I don't know any homeschoolers.
Well, we're going to
So,
get the word out there for you, Mary.
Oh, we're
You-
gonna keep
You've got
you.
us fired up here.
You
So
won't have a day off when we're done with
we're
you,
going to keep you
Mary.
real busy.
But I'm
that
telling
would
you,
be great.
you can only change the world one person at a
That's
time.
right.
And look at this 8th grade class now with this body of knowledge growing up and how they might influence. We don't know how they'll influence others.
Right. And we
around
have an
them.
obligation to get this into our Catholic schools. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So, friends, we're running out of time here, but give the email address again, Cheryl. You have it written down
Yes, Mary T. Owens at gmail.com. And if you're driving and you can't write it down, get in touch with me. And I wrote it down. I will keep it. Mary, congratulations on this, and we'll pray for you and all the people on your team.
there. We do appreciate it,
Aw,
Mary.
thank
God bless you and all the
Thank
good work.
you. God bless you both.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks for being with us today, Mary.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Friends, stay where you are. Be right back. Don't go away. There's more to come on Friday Live.
What have you done for your marriage today?
I gave a huge hug this morning, like a really big squeeze.
She got a really short haircut that she hated, and I wrote her a note and put it up on the mirror saying that she was a cute girl with cute hair.
I got him mustard and mayonnaise for his sandwich when we were having lunch,
Today we've actually organized a date night tonight.
and silverware and napkins. Wasn't that wonderful?
What have I done for my marriage today?
Wow, that is a great question.
I took the baby while she worked.
I suppose I didn't yell at him for anything at all.
I got up with the baby while he slept.
Yeah. I've carried my wife's purse.
What have you done for your marriage today?
What have I done?
I listened to my wife when we talked on the telephone today.
Well, I've done today what I usually do, and that is obey.
She really likes it when I listen.
What have you done for your marriage today? Little things can make a big difference. For ideas, go to foryourmarriage.org. A message from the Catholic Church.
Father Benedict Groeschel.
Some great people have shown respect for God. Can I read you a little quotation from Albert Einstein, who many times showed a great respect for religion and was one of the great admirers of Pope Pius XII for his stand against the Holocaust during the Second World War. Einstein wrote, "The fairest thing we can experience is the mysterious. It's the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of all true art and science. A knowledge of the existence of something we can't penetrate, of the manifestations of the profoundest reason and the most radiant beauty, which are only accessible to our minds in their most elementary form. It is this knowledge and this emotion that constitute the truly religious attitude." Oh my, so beautifully said.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
Hello, I'm Bishop David O'Connell of the Diocese of Trenton, and this is a Eucharistic Moment. The development of theology and doctrine refers to a growth in our understanding and the depth of clarity of the teachings of the Church over the centuries. The writings of the early Church Fathers, the councils, and the great theologians and saints throughout the history of the Catholic Church bear that out with regard to the Eucharist as the body and blood of Christ. One of my favorite prayers about the Eucharist was composed by St. Thomas Aquinas, one of the greatest minds in the history of the Catholic Church. O sacred banquet in which Christ is received, the memory of his passion is renewed and the mind is filled with grace, and a pledge of future glory to us is given. Alleluia. Amen.
It started like it does for many people. Question my faith and question authority. And I feel that the reason why I left was the draw of the world. The world was pulling me away. Some people would say, Satan was working on me. He did not want me in church. He wanted me to be desperate. He wanted me to have the thoughts of suicide. I started to realize that a lot of the things that I experienced in my life were a result of my rebellion against God and against authority. Coming back to the church is the first step in healing from all of the hurts of the world. I went from being desperate and in despair to finding hope and encouragement for the future. I'm on God's team. I know who I belong to, and I know where I'm going, and there's nothing that can separate me from God's love.
Take another look at the Catholic Church. Visit CatholicsComeHome.org today.
Okay, welcome back. Just a few minutes left before we're going to head on out of here. And again, friends, we want to thank you for another good season, a great season of Friday Live. We're going to take a little hiatus from this program on Fridays until September, but we will have repeat interviews and highlights from previous programs over the next few Fridays until we come back with you live again, God willing, on September 11th, actually. The first Friday we'll be here. But as we said last week with Deacon Anthony, I'm still working. I'm not taking a 6-week hiatus. Trust me, someone's got to run this ship. Speaking of boats.
And disembark.
And disembark. I'm not disembarking for 6 weeks. I'm staying here. But the Friday program gives a little respite, lining up guests every week is not, it's
a lot of the guests, this is vacation season. It's hard to get people on, but it'll give us time to contact people for the fall. And I like the idea of more local news. I mean, we need to be sharing the good news like Mary and the pro-life ministry there in Freehold.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the place you will hear the great things that
Right.
your friends and neighbors and parishioners are doing on a daily basis.
Right. So let us know. And it was an email I got from Mary suggesting, can I come on and talk about it?
And
Absolutely. I mean, we don't know. If we don't know about these things, we can't, So don't be afraid to approach us as well.
Right.
We're happy to help. And again, we have the bulletin board on our website, domesticchurchmedia.org. The bulletin board is there. You can fill out, submit events. We know September's coming up. Things going to be happening in the fall. Maybe people having, fall things.
Yeah, that's right.
Oktoberfest and stuff like that.
It's going to be here. Here it is, the last day of July. We're on the cusp of August.
Yeah.
Where did this summer go?
Who knows?
And those ministries, I know because I'm in parish work, the fall calendar and maybe even in the spring has been developed, and ministries are booking their rooms and booking their dates, Christmas craft fairs, you name it. Let's get the word out about the great things that your parish is doing.
So go to our website, domesticchurchmedia.org, and fill out the bulletin board form. And then when we come back in September, we'll be happy to announce it on our What's Happening segment here on the Friday program. But we are going to head on out now, friends. So have a beautiful rest of your summer. Beautiful. It's kind of a European thing we do, kind of take off in August.
That's right.
We're European.
But again, Jim will be here Tuesday.
I'll be here Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be here. Don't worry. But we'll be back with Friday Live in September. So God bless you for all you do for us. Please support us at domesticchurchmedia.org. Make a donation. We need it desperately. And until September, God bless you. We'll see you then.
And we'll be praying for you.
Amen.